All right. So welcome. My name is Farmer Chris of Journey to Zero Hunger Foundation, a volunteer agronomist. Today we are commencing the training on cabbage production, and I told you that we are going to be looking at, as much as possible, the comprehensive um, details. Let's put it that way, of product producing cabbage. That's cabbage farming. Now, the first thing is, why are we dealing with cabbage farming? Why are we worried about cabbage farming? Okay, we can decide to be talking about cassava, we can decide to be talking about maize, we can decide to look at rice. I know all these other things that people say bring money, plenty money. But why cabbage? First, as a starter in crop production, it's always advisable that what you produce should be marketable. And knowing full well that you can sell your cabbage within your community. Apart from that, you can consume your cabbage. Cabbage does not have any um, post harvesting operation. Like, you have harvested it, the next thing you want to do is to sell. I'm going to give you an example. If you harvest cassava, your work have just started, because you have to peel the cassava, you have to convert it to whatever you want to do with it. If you decide to sell it as cassava tuber, you are going to lose a lot of money. The same thing applies to rice. If immediately you harvest rice, your work have just started. You have to thresh, you have to winnow, destone, parboil, so many other things before you can sell. But cabbage is one of those fruits that after harvesting, the next thing is the market. Okay, now there's several seeds of cabbage that we can plant. Sometimes the bigger the cabbage fruit that you are going to get at the end, the lesser the nutrients you will get from it. Okay, no, not the nutrient, let's say the lesser the taste. The taste is not as good as that of when you are dealing with small, just produce small cabbage. It applies to almost all fruits. Even watermelon, sugar baby watermelon, for example, is very small at harvest, but the taste is something else compared to kaolack, which is very big, and the taste is already diluted. Okay, now you must also take into consideration that the whatever you are producing has to be marketable. If the market around you or the community around you want something big, then you have to plant something big, you have to produce something big. But if they want something tastier, want something more nutritious, then you have to just do what the market demands. Okay, that's what it's all about. So we already have a seed here. Let me This a cabbage seed. um I don't know if you can see that. So you have cabbage, you can see the seed, see how that's how tiny it is. Okay, it's hybrid sort of. And what this seed has is, it's kind of in between. It's not so big and not so small. It is marketable, and at the same time has good taste. So we are sure that what we are planting is marketable. Now, when you want to start the planting of cabbage, you can decide to plant on the field, directly on the field. If you want to plant on the field, is okay, but you must be ready to work, because at that stage when it is on the field, it needs a lot of attention, and you might not be able to give it all this attention on the field. So it's always advisable to start your cabbage in a nursery. Now, what I mean by nursery is a small area where you can plant the whole population, just plant the whole population in an area. So it makes that place kind of densely populated. Okay. Now, I'm not going to use the soil now, that's the floor. I'm going to use what we call a nursery tray. Now, this is a nursery tray. It has about 268 holes in it. That's a nursery. There are nursery trays of different sizes. You have 144 holes. That's 12 by 12. You have the 10 by 20. That's the 200 holes. For this 168 or thereabout. So I'm going to be planting in here. It's already perforated. If you want one of these nursery tray, you can just send a message to Ashiwaju on the group. Yes, we are kind of affiliated, or we are partnering with some of these vendors that sell good quality, so that they can, you can get it, because it's not so popular, especially in the city. They don't expect us to be farmers in the city, so nobody wants to be selling this. But however, we can always get this for you. So we are going to be planting our cabbage now. So I'm also going to be using cocoa pit. Now, you can use soil, okay? You can use soil, but this is cocoa pit. Now, what's cocoa pit? It's from the husk of coconut. That's the fibrous part, the back of the coconut, that fibrous part that you cut off before you see the hard brown part that you break. Now, what we have done here is it has been chopped. The back of that coconut has been chopped, has been shredded, and that's industrially. This was not done manually. It can be done manually, but this was done industrially. It has been shredded. It has also been buffered, such that the pH is now relative to that of the soil. It's not so bad. So we are going to be using this now. I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to fill it up in the seed tray like this. You can see. Now, if you don't have cocoa pit, because I know we are all starting small, you can use soil. You can use soil. But if you are using nursery tray like this, it's always advisable to get cocoa pit. So one of the advantage of cocoa pit is that it holds water for a very long period of time compared to soil. Another advantage is that it contains nothing, so you are not scared of unnecessary, unwanted microorganisms. You are not scared of weed. That's the weed seed. If you are putting soil, you are likely to put some weed seed unintentionally. You would have put seed there. You would have put your weed seed. You just find out that when you plant, weed is also coming out. But for cocoa pit, it's already washed, it's buffered, it's clean, everything done industrially. Yes, this can also be purchased for you at your request. If you don't want to use soil and you want to use this, it can also be purchased. It's sold in blocks of 5 kg. Sold in blocks. So I'm just going to make use of this space for now. So you can see I have filled up some of the holes, not everything. I've filled up some of. Let me just fill up everything so that you know that that is set and done. Okay. Yeah. So okay. All right. So now here we are. All our holes filled up. Then the next thing we do is we are planting the seed, our cabbage seed. Let me just take this. I'll just use it to make a hole. So not so deep. Now when you are planting, because it's in a nursery, you don't, and you are using a seed tray, you don't need to make it too deep. You can see I'm just using this sharp object there and making sort of not so deep. We are going to put another cocoa pit over it to cover it up. Those are just the holes. So I will drop the seed there. One seed per hole we do, because the viability of this seed is almost 100%. So there is a guarantee that it will grow. So, but I'm going to be dropping two just to utilize this space well. So I'm putting two seeds in a hole. Can you get that? You can see two seed, these two, in one seed, in one nursery tray hole. So and we go like that too. Now if you have more than 2 dropping, you can leave it. You are going to thin and supply later on. I'm going to be explaining thinning and supplying as this grows. We will use this to do whatever we are doing in class. We will use this particular tray to follow things up. So that's how we continue like that. Okay, so we'll do all this not here, so that the video will not be too long. So when you've done that, I'm going to add um, my cocoa peat to cover it up. So I'm covering what I've planted like that. Then I'll wet. This is serving as my um, watering gadget. At the same time, I can use it to apply herbicide. I can use it to apply fungicide, insecticide, anything I want. But I also use it to wet. So I just have to pump. And I've pumped. Can see. So to wet like that. So, like I said, cocoa peat retains water far better than soil. So I've done this. Wetting should be done 2 times in a day. That's before sunset and after, sorry, before sunrise, after sunset. That's when you do your wetting. The reason for that is we don't want sudden change in temperature. When the sun is already out and you are coming to wet, you are suddenly changing the temperature of the whole system, which the shock can result in heat stress on the crop. So we don't want any sudden change in temperature. Also, after sunset, when the sun has gone down, you can bring your water in. Some of you will ask, okay, what about when rain falls? Is there no sudden change in temperature? However, because it's natural, the plants themselves know that already no rain will fall even before humans. So they have adjusted to the coming of the rain even before the rain appears. Unlike when you just come and apply water, they did not know you are coming. So the shock, the heat stress is very damaging to the crop. So we are going to stop here for today. We're going to stop here for today, and we will use this particular system to continue the class. We will keep operating on this. And there's going to be an assignment on the group. Everybody must do the assignment. As long as you are on the group, you have to do the assignment. Like Ashiwaju said, there is a way the system filters out people who are not participating. So it has been designed that way. The foundation, like, we have not asked you to pay any money for now. So you have to be able to, the reason is we want everybody to be carried along, and everybody should be able to feed himself or herself and few persons in the community. And the way our effort is not going to be in vain is if you practice and you are able to leave the position you are and progress with us on the journey. So it's a journey, and it's not meant for the foundation alone. We are meant to go together, and everybody must go together. Anyone that cannot go together can as well come down at the next bus stop and step aside. But for us, as long as you're on this journey, you have to be fully involved in the journey. And that is the system. If you are not following up, you will be filtered out. You will understand with time. Thank you very much for your time, and you get the assignment on the group later today. Thank you.